All right, today I'm here with Val. She's my chair fit instructor. She's been, if I look red and flushed, it's her fault today because she's been wearing us out and it's very warm in here. Okay, so I've obviously said your name, that you're Val, and you live here as a family or a couple or alone?
We're here as a couple, my husband and myself.
Okay, and you're full-time?
Permanently here, yes.
And are you homeowner or tenant?
We're homeowners, yeah.
What region are you in? What area?
We're in Saint Mardigren.
Oh, it comes under the Orne?
Yeah.
So do you work here or are you retired?
I'm retired, but I teach 2 fitness classes, just 2. Just 2, yeah. Before I came, I had the Rosemary Connolly Diet and Fitness franchise.
Yes.
Yes, for 10 years. Before that, I passed exams in 1983 to be a fitness instructor, and I've taught on and off in gyms before I had the franchise when the children were small. So, yeah.
Does it seem a long time ago now?
Well, 1983 is when I passed my exam.
So that's 40 years ago.
40 years ago, yes.
Wow.
And it was then a scientific approach to keep fit that I went to college for.
Oh.
And then that got obliterated and I had to do the new course that everybody had to do. And it was the same course basically, but it had been phased out, but it was exactly the same that I had to do. So we studied nutrition.
So it wasn't called scientific anymore?
No.
Where did you live in, you're obviously in the UK, where
Yes.
did you live there?
We lived in a little village called Tilsley, which is Greater Manchester.
I've heard of that, I think.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking about a surname, Tilsley?
Yeah,
Is it Coronation Street?
Yes, Gail Tilsley.
Yeah.
So we lived in Tilsley, and before we came here, we lived in our static caravan on Anglesey because the sale of the house was going through. So we lived in our static for 18 months while the sale was going through, which I loved.
Oh, you did?
I loved it, yes. It was on a small campsite. We could see the sea, and the house that we was renting out to buy, for them to buy, was quite a 5-bed house, which was quite big, too big for both of us because both the children had gone off. And I loved it. It was really, it got us used to the rural life. It was really, really nice, yeah.
So how long have you lived here now?
7 years July we've lived here, yeah. 7 years.
Just so people can relate, which age group are you in here? I know, but you...
64.
Right, so you're on the 50 to 60 plus?
Yes.
Yeah. Same as me.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the main sort of questions. Right, did you visit France before deciding on buying here?
Yes, we came to France quite often with the children when they were younger. With camping at first, then we had a touring caravan that we used to bring the children, because my husband was a teacher, so we used to come in the 6 weeks holidays with the children and come. But we used to bypass northern France and go down Vendée and further down.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, don't they?
Yes. So yeah, we came many times. Yeah.
Oh, so at least you had an idea of what it was like before you came.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So what influenced your decision on buying here?
Realistically, we couldn't afford to buy on Anglesey. We were looking to...
really?
Yeah, we couldn't even afford to buy a piece of land to build. So we thought we'd be able to, because we made quite a profit out of the house, but yeah, we couldn't afford to. So we started to look over in France, but I didn't see the house that we're in until we moved in.
So how did that come about then?
At the time we was in the caravan, my mum became very, very ill. We had a black Labrador, he was very poorly, so my husband came over. We'd been married 40 years, so he knows what I like and I had what I wanted, what type of house, he knew what type. I wanted it to be small. So he came over. I looked after my mum, who was in and out of hospital at the time, and the dog, because he was ill as well, with spine problems. So I was there, so he came I booked him in Banyol. He stayed in Banyol in a hotel and he looked at loads of houses. I had 3 on my favourite list. The one that we've got wasn't on my favourite list at all. The ones that was, my husband said the area round wasn't suitable for me. We wanted it to be close to a town, so I'm right near Domfront. We can see Domfront from the back of our house.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah. So we're near shops and things like that, but it's a detached, it's on its own. It's on its own with just cows and no neighbours. Yes, so but it's a small 2-bed cottage, but like I said, when the time came for me to sign, my mum was rushed into hospital then. I was with her, she had a stroke when I was there, so I wasn't going to come, but it was, you have to come or else it'll all fall through. So my sister flew up from down south and she looked after my mum while I came over and signed. And we signed on the Saturday, the 16th of July, and she passed away on the 18th of July.
No.
Yes, she passed away on the 18th in hospital. They rang me. So I flew back and went and sorted out all the arrangements for the funeral and everything. So she had dementia. She didn't know we were coming to France. If we'd have got her better, the idea was my sister lived down Gosport with an annex, and my sister was going to have my mum there in the annex, and I would be able to bob over because it would be easier for me to relieve off the pressure. So that's what happened. Yeah. So the house that we're in, when we drove up to it and it was on its own, and I just felt right straight away. I just knew it was right.
Yeah.
And then when I got back, I arranged all the funeral and did that, and then we came back. It took me a while to get settled and we had to get furniture and things like that.
I forgot, why did you decide on the property you now live in? But you didn't really
I
decide,
didn't decide,
did you?
No.
Your husband decided, but knew what you liked.
Knew what I liked, and it had to be near a town, near some activity.
Makes sense.
But rural, it's got a beautiful garden, and we're up on the hill, so we can see Domfront.
Oh, so you've got great views.
Yes, it's perfect views. That's the beauty of the house. It's got perfect views and a lovely garden that goes onto the woods. And the river at Torsham.
Oh, lovely.
It is lovely, yeah.
I'll have to come and see it one day.
Yeah.
So that was what stood out, really. It was the view and just its
my
position, basically.
The position, yeah. My husband kept showing. He'd show me photographs, but we didn't have any fandangle things at the time. And yeah, so it was exciting to come over, but not knowing, it was exciting, but
I bet your stomach was turning a little bit.
It was a bit scary, yeah. But we came through the tunnel because of Jake in the back. We were like Beverly Hillbillies with the trailer behind.
Yeah.
And so it was a long drive, yes, but yeah, I felt okay as soon as we walked in.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, he obviously does know you very well,
Yes,
doesn't he?
yeah.
Did you specifically choose the town you're in, or was it more the property?
No, we didn't choose the town at all.
So it's not something you didn't know about the town,
No,
really?
we didn't. It was just that Eamon was staying in Banyol. I booked him. Didn't know Banyol at all. How beautiful it is. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Booked him in a hotel there, so he went to anyway. And she gave him a few, and he went viewing probably about 6 to 8 houses. And she actually knew, said, this will be the one that you're going to buy. When she was driving up, she actually said to him.
Oh, right.
Because he was saying, no, my wife wouldn't like this. They're too big.
So you've given her a good idea, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you need. I think you've already said you're living remotely, so you don't come under a hamlet or anything. You're just
It's not Hamlet. No, we're just in Saint Mardi-Gren, which Saint Mardi-Gren, it's quite vast. I'm near a Torsham, near the river.
Oh, right.
We're at one side of Saint Mardi-Gren, the other side near the Marie's office. It's probably about 6 kilometres away. The other, So where they have the Christmas lights. Yeah.
So you're saying you come under St Mardi Gren, but you're outside of it, not the centre of the town.
No, we're on the outside. We're 1 kilometre from Torsham, which really that's like our address. Really, it would be if we're in the UK. I
think I know more or less what you're going to say to us, but you never know. But are there any regrets for that choice of house and where it is and that?
No.
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 So I thought it probably
No.
what you'd say.
Yeah.
This next section is sort of under renovating.
Yeah.
Were you looking for a renovation
Not
project?
at all, no.
So you were specifically looking for something that was done and you
Yes.
could move in?
Yes, and a bit of decorating, but
Yeah.
that was it. Nothing major, no. That
So
was-
have you had to do any work at all?
We've put Velux windows in the bedroom. My husband's made an ensuite in the bedroom because it was quite a big open bedroom in the eaves. And he's made an ensuite with a shower and a toilet and a sink in, which has been ideal. The plan is to put in some patio doors to open up and bring the garden and the views into the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, that's quite a
Yes,
natural thing to want
yes,
to do, isn't it?
Yeah, we want to do that when we get round to doing it. We're supposed to have been doing it for years, but we never have done.
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's all the time you're comfortable, isn't
Yeah,
it? You
yeah.
just don't want that
No.
upheaval of having to do work, do
yes,
you?
Yeah.
So have you ever had to use any tradesmen, or has your husband done everything? Not
Um,
artisans or...
Yeah, we needed a plumber once, and we used an English-speaking lad, but he was French,
Oh,
who
right.
came and did it. I can't remember his name.
So
now.
you were able to convey what you wanted and...
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I was on my own, and the balloon thing, that what you get your water, the tank.
Oh, the ballon, you mean?
The
like,
ballon,
the tank, yeah.
The tank just started flooding. I was on my own. My husband had gone back to the UK for some reason, and that just flooded. I didn't even know where the stopcock is. I got this lad's number, and he said, turn it off. And he said, I can still hear the water. Turn your tap off. So he came and he did it all. It was really good, and we needed a new one. It had gone completely.
So what reasons did you choose him? Because he spoke English?
No,
or...
I didn't. I just rang anybody who knew a plumber, and somebody, I think it might have been Lynn and Mel, somebody here recommended him to me, and I rang him and he came. It was really good.
So it's a recommendation,
Yes,
really,
yeah.
Did you come across any other sort of problems that you hadn't anticipated when you moved in? Or was the tank it really, or was it?
No, nothing really.
So you were
No,
lucky there.
Yeah,
So
because my husband's quite handy. He used to be an electrical engineer, so
he knew what he was looking
yeah,
for.
he knows with the cable, you know, with the lighting and that. Yeah, no, he's quite good with that. Yeah, so
Oh, that's handy.
yeah.
So you did, because you didn't do any renovations, but so you didn't really have a budget because you weren't really intending on doing a lot.
No.
And so you didn't have to have a faucet teak put in? Was that?
They
that
just
was
had a
in?
new one.
Wow, that
They
was
just
lucky.
had a new one, yeah. It was probably a year old, they just had a new one put in, yeah, so that was good. All we needed really was furniture, because we came from the caravan. I'd sold all my furniture from the house, 18 months, so we just had basic things, really, nothing much, but there were English owners who'd left us we bought quite a bit off them, and we even bought the car off them.
Oh wow,
We
I've
bought-
heard of that before,
we
because it's
bought-
a difficult thing to
Yes,
move, isn't it?
yeah, we bought the car off them, yeah, as
Great.
well. Yeah.
Have you got any family here other than your husband?
I've not now.
No.
I did get my sister to come over. My sister
I
was
remember,
yes.
yeah.
My brother-in-law was in the Navy, and he got a good pension, and he was on about, I want to retire here. She got a list of houses I found, and they came and viewed quite a few, and they chose one. So they lived here just for 2 years, COVID, and not being able to get back to the UK for grandkids, because they live near Portsmouth, so it would have been ideal. They had a beautiful house in Sancia. They loved it, but the pull of grandchildren, new grandchildren coming, COVID not allowing them to travel and stuff, they decided to go back home.
I wonder if they'd still be here if it hadn't have been for COVID.
Probably, I think they probably would, because they could. It's easy access.
Yeah,
it was
coming
easy.
in, yeah.
Yes, easy access.
That's a shame,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
To have to give up your
Yes,
dream, as it were.
yes.
How do you find the cost of living here compares to the UK?
I
You
think-
really notice a lot of difference?
I think the living costs are cheaper.
All right.
Yeah, and you know, your monthly living costs, because like the council tax in the UK is so expensive, isn't it? The food just recently has gone up enormously, I find. it really has gone up quite a lot, but I think it has also in the UK, hasn't it? I think the utility bills are quite expensive, dearer than I anticipated.
Yeah.
It's only
Again, that's fairly recent, isn't it?
It is fairly recent, yeah. We've got a log burner, which the farm near us, we buy the logs off, which is handy. They keep them in the barn for us, so we stack them and then we just go up with a wheelbarrow and get that.
So good to have that relationship, isn't it, with your farmers?
Yes, yeah.
You're now resident.
Yes.
You're not French citizen.
No.
So you've got a carte de séjour.
Yeah, 5-year one.
And that whole process, did you find it difficult obtaining that card? Was it the bureaucracy and everything difficult for you?
I've not a clue. My husband, anything computer work, anything like that, anything, taxes, I leave to my husband because I'm not. If he left me, I'd have to go home.
You'd still be waiting for it. I'm similar.
Yeah.
Oh right, so you didn't find the process difficult?
No, it was very easy.
Sounds pretty good to me.
I don't think so. It seems quite straightforward, to be honest.
Can you recollect how long the process took from applying to getting your card?
3 months, probably. I don't know.
You don't really know?
I don't know. It didn't seem long.
Everybody I've spoken to, it's been really different. I mean, because everybody's in different situations.
Yeah.
What do you miss, if anything, about living in the UK? Food, clothing, transport?
Not really, because even food you can get around it, can't you? I do like, we do go to Elliott's the butchers here and get the sausages and the
Elliott's
bacon.
is an English butcher's here.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, we get sausages and bacon. But you can get mostly anything, and we get our fresh milk from the farm, milk and butter and eggs. From
How do you find the fresh milk?
I love it.
Do you?
I love it.
I always used to find it quite tart.
No, it's lovely. It's
I've
like
obviously had the wrong milk.
It's full fat milk. It's like proper creamy, proper milk, and you get it in tubs, and I filter it into a glass container. Oh, it's
wow.
It's really nice. It's so much better for you than.
Do you buy it off him?
Yes, we buy it. It's not our farm. It's the one in near Sincere.
Oh right. So is it like a farm shop, or is it just a farm?
Yeah.
So really, there's nothing much you really miss. So you don't.
No,
nothing.
Not really.
That's good.
No.
Regarding the shop opening hours here, do you find them difficult?
I don't know, but when we first came, we would turn up, especially in Donfront. It used to be a little Intermarché, not where it is now, not the big one, and we rock up about 11:45, and they closed for we could not. We'd do it numerous times, and the lights would flash. And we never believed that a supermarket would do that, but it did. But now it's open. It's open all the time, isn't it? The big Intermarché.
A lot of the bigger supermarkets
yes,
are,
but it's still not open on Sundays, which is good. It tried it.
So you like that?
I do like
Sunday,
it.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
It makes you. That I do like it.
Yeah.
I think it makes you slow down. It makes you realise it's not good to be open 24 hours a day.
And it's
everybody, when I've been
it's
back,
not the most important thing.
It's not, and you get more organised. And the French seem to go to slower pace, which I love. I think, that's how we should be. You go back to the UK. I went back in summer for a month, and everything's full on. It's just crazy. And you can eat 24 hours, you can do anything, can't you, all the time, which I don't think is good.
You can even get a coffee delivered now, can't you? Which is ridiculous,
it is
isn't
ridiculous,
it?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want them to change and do it like the UK?
No, I would not. I hope they don't.
No, I pray they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some shops, I think, that open Sunday morning, aren't they?
Yes.
But I think mostly that is because they got the right to have their bread.
Yes.
But then we've got the option of bread machines
That's
now,
right,
haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, do you see yourself growing old in France?
Now that question, when I saw it, I questioned myself. Now I'm 64 and I thought, well, I can see myself 74, especially because I keep myself quite fit.
Yeah.
I eat well, I exercise regularly. 84, don't know. I don't know. As long as I've got my health, as long as I've got Eamon as well, my husband, if things changed on that score, I can't answer, I don't know. I don't know.
What reason, so from that, you think you would end up going back to the UK? For what reasons, though?
The only reason would be if I was 84, I'd probably want to go back for the security of my children, be with my children, be with the family. I think. I mean, to be honest, I don't know the answer. Yeah. I don't know the answer.
And it's that far in the future that you don't know if some family might come over.
Yes.
Anyway, you just don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know, because like my son's married to a Brazilian girl, and they might go living in Brazil, or they're talking about them. They might even relocate to Portugal or somewhere like that. My daughter, she could live somewhere. So we don't know in the meantime whether we might move and go with them. We don't know. So I can see myself another 10 years, definitely. Definitely.
Well, no one knows what the future holds, but it's just whether that it was your plan
to
actually stay here, but you just moved and we live as we do now. And, Move on to the healthcare. Have you needed to use the French healthcare system since you've been here?
Yes. 2 years ago, I got stung by an hornet. Coming down the stairs, a year prior, I'd been stung by an hornet, and my thumb swelled up, and I went to Zumba. And I said, "Oh, look at my thumb," and it swelled up anyway, and then it went down. And 2 years ago, I was coming down the stairs, and I slid my hand, and I got stung. I swore and threw my tablet that I had in my hand. I said, "I've been stung by an hornet." Went to the sink, run the tap, and then all of a sudden, I got an explosion in my head. All my legs went funny, and I couldn't breathe. I got old, so I shouted my husband, said, "Please help me." So I was having an anaphylactic shock. Anaphylactic shock. So he got me, and this was COVID time as well, got me in the car. He got the hornet, which was a big one on a tissue, and took me to the hospital, where once I couldn't breathe, everything was closing up, my lips started to swell up, and
Au revoir. Excusez-moi. No problem.
So once we got to the hospital, because it was COVID, it wasn't the normal entrance to go in. Yes. So it was panic-stricken. So my husband actually got me in, and I collapsed in the doorway. So they got me inside, and they took everything off me, and this doctor went to my husband and said, "We need to put her on a drip. Her stats are very alarming. Your wife's stats are very alarming." So they put me on a drip. I didn't really know what was happening. My legs started as if I was having some kind of fit, shaking, and stripped me off. They had all probes on me, and they put me on a drip. And he went to my husband and said, "It'll probably be 3 or 4 hours, and we'll see how she goes." So I was in, and I think I just went to sleep, or I can't remember really a lot. They're really, really good with me, and it was early hours of the morning. They let me out about 6 in the morning and said, "Can go home. If anything, I had to ring 15 if anything happened." When we got home, I'd been on the drip for about 3.5 hours. Got home, went to bed. I was asleep for about 2 hours, and I woke up, and then my arm was swelling up, and it was just bright red all up my arm. So I took a photo of it and sent it to my friend, who's an ex-nurse, and she went, "Get back to the hospital now."
Wow.
And don't let it spread. So I went back to the hospital. They saw it, drew up my arm to about here, and they said if it goes any further, I needed to go back. They give me an injection of something, and then it started. We went back home, it was okay. Nothing happened after that. So I asked, would I need an EpiPen? But they said no, because it was an Asian hornet, and if I used an EpiPen on a wasp or another hornet, it wouldn't be beneficial to me. It would perhaps make me worse for some reason. So it's not used to having an EpiPen, just have antihistamines on me all the time in case. But if I see an hornet now, I hyperventilate.
I bet you do.
Yes. But the doctor said, "Have you been stung before?" I said, "Yeah, the year before, but I didn't have any reaction." So this one, my body has overreacted. and attacked itself.
So I wonder if that the one before had left something in the body,
Probably.
and it's almost like an overdose.
Yes, yeah. So.
But
Yeah.
you say that the
Oh, fantastic!
they were fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah. But I very rarely go. I went to the doctors. I had to register with the doctor because when I first got here, I wanted to go to Zumba, and to go to Zumba, you need a doctor's note. They give me 3 months to get a doctor's note to go to Zumba. So, and they kept saying, have you got I said, I've not even got a doctor. So I made an appointment with Dr. Callow in Donfront, and I just thought he'd be weighing you and doing your blood pressure. And I said, I need a note to say I'm fit and healthy. And it was like a full MOT on the bed, stripping off, doing down my ankles.
Well, he's giving you that note, isn't he? He's responsible.
Yeah. So
it's a bit cold around the neck.
So that's the only time, really, I've been to the doctors to get that note.
But how did you find the doctor you've got then? Was he just that he's happened to... It's the one in the village?
It's a she.
Oh, she.
Dr. Callow, it's a she, and she can speak perfect English.
Ah, very good.
Yes. Yep. And she's very, very good. Yeah, she's very good.
Good. Because some people really struggle to find one that will speak English, so you were lucky there. Well, so there was no problem registering with her, and you just basically turned up, went on the books.
Yeah. I think now it's more difficult. I don't think people can get doctors at the minute.
Yeah, I don't know whether that, because there's quite a few doctors seem to be retiring, don't they? I don't know if it's because of that or because there's more new people here. I don't know. In your opinion, how would you say the healthcare system compares to the UK in your experience?
In my experience, it's far better. Far better.
Here?
Here. I've had... In my class, I've had probably 3 or 4 ladies having knee operations and coming back to having absolute perfect aftercare also, doing the operation. Lynn, Sharon. My friend Claire at the minute, she's having cancer treatment. It's been exceptional treatment for her. She had bowel cancer. And they've even provided taxis to take her for scans to count.
Did that with me,
Yeah, so she's so happy to be glad she's here in France. She really is, because they're on it straight away, aren't they? They really are. I've been for a mammogram. I've been for mammograms here. Yes, I've been in one of them little mobile units.
Oh, really?
Yes, in Passy. I've been twice for that, for that done. Yeah, so
I'd heard that they do the mobile ones here. Mine have always been in like one of the main hospitals or whatever. But right, when you got your carte vitale when you first got here, was that difficult again, or was that down to Eamon again?
I think that was more difficult, if I remember. So somebody helped us with that. Yeah, when we first got it, I think we went to Valerie SOS. Yes.
She's getting a lot of mentions in my videos.
Oh, is she? Yes. Yes, well, yeah, because when you're first here, you're at a loss, aren't you? Yes, we went to Valerie and she got us the carte vitale.
The hand-holding ones you can get, I mean, I only know of Valerie because everybody speaks about it, but there are a few others, but I don't necessarily always know, but they're very helpful, aren't they?
Yes, and she helped me set up to be a micro-entrepreneur, to teach my classes. Yeah. Because when I came here at first, I was saying I've got photographs in the UK with all my ladies, with my trainers saying Val McKnight's hanging up her trainers, and they've got garlic round the neck, French flags, and she's
I remember you saying that,
saying but once I've been here probably about a year, I started to seek out dance classes or whatever, and I found Zumba, and to be honest, I wouldn't have gone to them classes in the UK. I wouldn't have gone and paid for them classes. So I kept thinking, should I bother because it's a lot of palaver, isn't it, trying to set yourself up. But I thought, well, it's my hobby and I love it to keep myself fit. So I went.
It's meeting people.
It's meeting people, and I teach too. I did try a salsa class that you came to, didn't I? in St George de Roulette.
Yeah, I didn't really know that.
No, but the floor was extremely slippy. And
I didn't realise you'd actually stopped it now, but it was dangerous, really.
It was really dangerous, and the numbers, it didn't take off for some reason.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it did at the beginning, and then
there was quite a few when I went.
People dropped off, but the floor was slippy, so I thought, this isn't worth it. So I just do Tuesday is an aerobics class at San Framboise, and I do here on Thursdays at La Baroche, which is chair fitness, which seems to be getting more French ladies coming, doesn't it? And we've got one guy, Michel.
I've said that to some of the viewers actually, because a lot of people don't understand what chair fit is.
Yes.
We've got a friend who actually says, was this lap dancing? No, it's just...
yeah.
But once I've explained it, but I did say that the majority are French ladies.
Yeah, using
nice.
we use resistant bands, don't we? Which is really good for toning. It's really good for toning. Yeah, I also do every now and again an Alzheimer's group, which is for all the British who are here with Alzheimer's. They meet up once a month, and I just go there when they want me to.
I know you enjoyed it.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And I also, for myself, I go to a yoga class on Friday morning.
You do something for yourself?
I do it for myself. Yeah, Steve is the instructor. Yeah, I go there on Friday. I've not been I went on Friday, went back. Over the summer, I didn't go because I was in the UK. And I got out of the habit because I've got my French lesson after at 11 o'clock. So I've got yoga 9:30 till 10:30, and then I bob over to French. So I'm back into it now. But when I went back on Friday, he was holding the plank. Have you heard of the plank where you hold the plank for your stomach? He did it.
Oh, what you mean? He was doing
He was doing it and making everybody hold, and I had to give in. I thought, God, I've missed so, and I was aching so much, my legs and everything, so I really missed it. But I find doing my class on Tuesday, which is aerobic, doing this toning here with the bands and everything, and doing my yoga, that gives me a nice body shape. It gives you the full toning as well as aerobic, which I think we all need. And I cycle sometimes.
I've got a bike at home. I very rarely sit on it. It's one, what they call them, vélo de appartement. Yeah, so you have to let me know, where is that class?
It's in Saint-Cyr de Bayeux. It's the...
I've heard of that.
It's the chateau there, the Chateau Saint-Cyr.
It's
in the barn at the side. It's only a small group of us, probably.
You say Steve, so I assume he's English?
It's English, yes, yeah.
So if you, because obviously they do want you really to get top-up insurance, have you managed to do that?
Yes.
Did you do that easily, or was it complicated?
Again, we got help with that, and we're paying quite a bit when we got it for a year, and it was about 120 odd for both of us, between us, 120. And then because we very rarely use the health service, we found another one, which is I think it's about 62 for hospital only, between us. I think it's about 62 euros. It was 58 when we started, because just in case of a car accident, really, if we're both in for the, so...
Well, it's just anything that you need to actually be in hospital for, isn't it?
In hospital, yes.
I mean, like you had your sting.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah. Luckily.
So that covered that for you?
It covered that, yes. Yeah. So which was ideal, Yeah, because you don't think of anything like that, do you? Yeah.
Do you find that, because there's different packages, isn't there, like you say, because you changed to one. Did you find that really hard to understand?
Yes.
Your percentages, what you got back, that sort of thing?
I still don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I keep getting a message saying something for your reimbursement's not linked up. And I look at it and I say, something, it's not linked up. But I think, well, I've nothing to reimburse at the minute. I've no money to come back.
Yeah, and you've got to be careful with this sort of scammy, like spam.
It might be a scam then, because it's an email, and I think, what?
Yeah, normally you'd go online and do it yourself, wouldn't you? So it's always be careful with those.
Yeah.
Have you got any funny doctors or hospital stories?
Only thing really, which... when we first came here and we got the landline put in, couldn't speak very much French myself. Eamon went on a 6-week course before we came, so my brother-in-law rang up and I went, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? thinking I didn't not a clue what it was, because it's on one of my CDs, isn't it, that I play. And he went, do you know what you're actually saying? I went, not a clue. He said, you're asking me to go to bed with you. I went, oh, Christ. Yeah, because, I mean, that's really, I had no French whatsoever. Yeah. You know, just pidgin French, what you learned in school. Yeah. So, yeah, so that's, and he told everybody what I'd done. Yeah, so that's basically it.
Integrating, do you feel you've been accepted in your town?
See,
although you don't go to the town very much.
No.
What about with your neighbours? Have you got any neighbours at all?
Yes, I've got an elderly neighbour down at the farm at the bottom. Eugene is 93, he might be 94, 93, 94, and Yvonne, she's about 86. And we only got to know them because the farm's probably about a kilometre and a half away from us. You can see it from our house down in the valley bit. When Jake, our old Labrador, went missing, he actually went back of the house, and we were all looking. My daughter was looking for him. He could hardly walk, but he went missing probably about 4 years ago now. And they helped us then to find, and we actually found him in a field a couple of miles away. He'd collapsed and everything. Anyway, so that's how we got to know them. And pre-COVID, he had a stroke and he couldn't drive. I can't remember how I found out, but I ended up doing the shopping for them, going down, calling.
You telling me that before.
Yeah, going shopping. And because they're elderly, the list she would give me, when I first started, she put on 1 tomato, which she meant 1 kilo, 1 water, which she meant 6 bottles of water, 1 milk, but I bought...
That's how she thinks, but not...
No, but I brought 1 tomato... Don't tell me it
was a cherry tomato as well.
No, it was a big tomato, but I got 1 tomato, I got 1 bottle of milk, 1 packet of milk and 1 bottle of water, but she meant 1 packet, sort of 6, you know, and even if she puts 2, I thought she meant 2 milk, you know. But no, I mean, I've been doing it ever since. Yeah. And she gives me egg. Yeah, because he's been in hospital lately, so they're really kind, they're lovely. She can't speak any English whatsoever. At the beginning, I'm getting back, she says I'm getting better when I go. We can understand each other. I even now can ring her up, and I've got it off to a T. I say, bonjour Yvonne, c'est Valérie. Je vais supermarché, je vais aller supermarché ce matin. Voulez-vous quelque chose? And I wait for oui. If she says pas aujourd'hui, I know it's no. If she says oui, I've got écrit pour moi, and she writes a list for me. So I've got that off to a T, and we'd understand each other. And her daughter, she's got 1 daughter who can speak quite good English, and her grandchildren can speak perfect English. Oh, great. And they will speak to me, and the daughter and the granddaughter came up probably about 6 weeks ago to tell me that Eugene had been taken into hospital at Banyol. He'd had another stroke, so we went visiting, and Eamon and I, and we took Yvonne with us. And again, they were doing, they call it Kinney, which is physio, yeah. And he's at home now with a bed downstairs and a chair.
Amazing at his age, isn't it?
Amazing. I mean, I thought that was it, basically.
Well, when you said that, I thought that's what the next thing was going to be.
Well, I did, and he did look really poorly, and he didn't look like he knew who was there. But last week when I turned up, it looked like he was playing bingo with some lady showing her, and he looked alert. Now this went Monday, he looked quite poorly again, sat at the table, but they've got him home, and they've got physio coming. So it's so good to have that sort of relationship. You know, especially when your language isn't that good between you. Yes. It shows you can we still can communicate. That's fantastic. So I mean, another question would be whether you made friends quickly and easily, but that was obviously took you a time to know them. So. And the French here, I know Marie France. You know Marie-France?
Yes, where do you know her from?
Marie-France, when I first came here, after the Tuesday class, I set up a Franglo group. Which was French English, and we used to go in Passé to Gary's in the Chateau Jasmine. We used to go there afterwards. We'd go after the Tuesday class, French and English, and my idea was that we'd do like speed dating but in French. Have a French and an English, and we'd say, what's your name? And they'd say a name and where do you live?
Great idea,
and move on. Yeah. That was the idea. It never happened like that. We didn't get it. It first started off with a lot of English, French who could speak English. It did eventually. We got there eventually, but then COVID hit, and then it just all stopped. And he'd make us lunch, and we'd be in the barn, and we'd have a drink of wine or whatever. He'd make a good lunch, and he'd charge us $8.50 for a drink, and it was lovely, really nice. But COVID.
And I suppose doing that, because obviously doing what you do, your exercise gives you the confidence to be able to come up with that as well. I think. That's a good idea.
I've always been a doer. I mean, in the UK, I used to do a lot for cancer research. I'd do the warm-up, for the walks or the runs, Race for Life. Yeah. I'd be there in Bolton doing for 2000 with a head mic, a proper head mic. I remember the first time doing it on the step, they're on the podium, and they put the head mic on me, and they were doing the talk for everybody to do the minute silence, and you could hear me breathing because it's all on this big mic. And I got up there and the adrenaline kicked in, and it was brilliant. I used to love it.
Wow.
So
it's definitely a confidence boost. In your opinion, is it important, do you think, to be able to speak French when you live here?
I think so. I really do. We've got by because really I joined a dance group, a ballroom dance group, which was all English, who went, don't think there were any French, over in Desertines, and I joined the Zumba group, which the instructor was English, but she could speak perfect French, and a lot of French went. That's where I met some French people and a lot of English people. It's been a struggle for me I try and do French every day. I do some French every single day. I go once a week for my lessons, but I find I will my husband doesn't bother. He'll just speak. If he gets it wrong, he gets it wrong, and I'll let him do it. Even though now I probably know more than he does, but I will let other people talk for me. I can talk, but if they answer back or they say something else and I don't get it, then I go quite introverted and think.
Because then you've got to think of how do I try again.
Yes. Yeah. Like even asking for the Christmas lunch then when people are coming in French, trying to say, if you want to come, write your name down, or if you want to bring somebody else. And if they say something else, I think, I've not a clue what you've just said.
Go with the flow, please. Don't tell me anything different. I know what you mean.
Could you speak French before?
Well, because we knew we were coming, and we had 8 years to get ready to come, really, because we'd got the house. Because we would know eventually we'd be. At first, it was going to be a holiday home, but I think in my mind I knew different. So we did start doing lessons, and we did do some there, and we'd done some here. We'd done lots of stints of classes, but it didn't necessarily do anything for my confidence. I knew the words, but getting them out of my mouth was another thing.
Right.
So I think it's just continually talking to the neighbours and things like that, and when you finally get it right, that gives you the confidence. See, it's when you get it wrong that keeps, like you say, makes you hold back.
I wish I had neighbours, French neighbours, similar age or younger, who I could...
Yeah, because your neighbours are a bit old by the... Sometimes they've got more patience when they're older.
They have,
because they've got more time in the day.
She gave me a book, and it was like little writing and all adjectives and everything. Oh my God, I'll never learn that.
No, that doesn't help with the conjugation, does it? Putting it together and everything. Just giving you a book. You definitely would say you need to.
You do, yes.
Because I expect there's a lot of people that come over here, well, as you did, but not having the language and then struggle, and so at least the basic
But you can get away with it, can't you? There's so many
Yeah.
English, they come and they don't even bother to integrate, do
And
they?
I think a lot of that is recent years because
Yes,
the French are learning English themselves.
yes.
As well.
And
So
the French mostly can speak English, can't they? Even if they say they can't.
there's probably a lot that don't, but
Yeah.
those that, you know, there's a lot of shops, hospitals.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
all try now. So have you ever used any of the apps at all? Like
Yes.
Duolingo app and that?
Yes, I use Duolingo every day.
Oh, you do?
Every day, yeah. And Michelle Thomas, I used him at the beginning, which I found really good. And I've stopped using it. I don't know why. I need to get back because I got the advanced course as well. And the car, since the CD's stuck in it, and I used to just listen to it. Just listening is good. Yeah. No, I need to get back to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind actually going back on it now to see
Yes.
how much I've actually learned. Because you forget, don't you?
You do forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you manage okay with shops and
Yes.
anything really,
Yeah.
banks, restaurants,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about your neighbours. I mean, they're understanding that you don't necessarily understand.
Oh, yeah.
And you're at that sort of relationship where you
Yeah.
can just have a laugh about it, I
Yeah.
suppose, now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's a funny story. My husband and I was walking back to the house. Oh no, we're on our own. We've been for a walk round Torchon because it's beautiful round the river. We've been around Torchon
No.
with the kayaks. We'd been for a full walk, and there's cows in the field with a fence, like a wire fence. And Emma went, "Are there cows out on this side of the field near the barn?" And I think they are. And there were 2 cows out near our land, so our cars there, and they were up near the barns.
So they weren't in their own field?
No,
they've
they
come-
weren't. They'd got out, 2 of them, and it was getting quite dark. So I thought, oh, what do we do? We didn't have the farmer's number. So I rang Yvonne then and said, Yvonne, vous m'aidez la vache dans la rue. I tried to say that, dans la rue. Avez-vous le numéro? So she said, I'll ring you back. So she got a daughter to ring me back. Because yeah.
In other words, I didn't understand what you just said.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And the daughter rang me back with the number. So I rang the farmer, and he's at it because he didn't really. I'm at it. It's Valerie McKnight, La Mossandia, the name of the house, La Vache dans la rue. Come on, La Vache dans la rue. And then I only were Venet, Alcombe or something, and it was going dark. So they'd actually gone down the road, which is like we're on a hill. They were walking in the road, and he came with his lights on, and so they came back up, and he's tying rope to get them back in, and saying to Eamon, "Hold it there." And I'm thinking that comes running to me. Yeah, but eventually it was like Tom and Jerry getting them back in, and we managed to get them back in. So now I've got the farmer's number just in case. Yeah.
Oh. This is always a dodgy one to ask, but I think it's an important one people need to know. Is once you decided to live here, did you know how you were going to support yourself?
Yes. Eamon retired, so he had a teacher's pension. And we'd got money from the house. We'd sold the house. We'd got money. This house was much cheaper. We'd got money aside for that, and we'd live on Eamon's pension, which was enough for us to live on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So you obviously didn't decide you might run a Jeep or a B&B or anything that wasn't for you, no.
No chance. I mean, this is nice, just this little, it's like pin money, this class, it's nice.
It's just like a bunce really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's really nice, yeah. But I close, I don't work in summer, I finish end of June till September. I'll close probably.
We really miss it when it's not here, I have to say.
But it's, but then it's like my hobby. It's not like a job.
Yeah.
Because people say, well, do you want to do more classes? And I think...
Yeah, well, I asked you at one point, didn't I?
People have said, and I think I would, but I love this. It's like a hobby. I don't feel like I'm getting up to work.
Yeah. And you don't want it to intrude on the way of life you've got here
No,
now,
and I can do what we want. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
So yes, I mean, another question would be, do any of you or your family work? So I assume it's just you that you do what you do. And
Eamon was doing. He's stopped doing it now. He was teaching maths online.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I knew a lady actually did that here.
Mostly to English students, because he teaches A level and above, like degree maths.
Oh, so he's a bit smart.
Oh, he's one of them, yeah. And he did get a lad whose father's English, but he lives in Paris. He was doing maths with Eamon. He could speak good English, and he was doing it the French system way. So he did that, but it started off on the internet. You could only do 20 minutes, then it stopped and whatever. He used to do an hour.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
So he went, I'm not bothering. His read is a maths book.
Wow.
He watches these physics and black hole and squiggles and
Aren't you Duncan likes some scientific sort of stuff and
yeah.
that? Yeah, no, I was looking at it and thinking, how do you understand that?
We're totally chalk and cheese.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah.
Same. So he's not, neither of your artisans, so you've just got your...
No. Yeah.
Is it ultra entrepreneur?
Micro
entrepreneur. Because they've changed that. It used to be auto, I think.
Oh dear,
Yeah. Do you find the cotisations that we have to pay high, or about right for what we get in return, as in like your healthcare and your pensions and? You don't know.
Eamon does all that. I have no idea. I'm hopeless with money, and
I think sometimes percentage-wise, people say it sounds a lot.
it probably is.
But
yeah,
it covers your hospitals, doesn't it? And
yes,
that side of things, and
yes,
because you say like we benefit from that,
yes,
then
yes.
yeah.
I think the UK would be better off doing it this way.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that.
No, yeah.
Have you ever had to have any? Actually, you might have done during COVID. If you had to have any French benefit?
No, I think I might have been able to, but I didn't.
I'm just thinking because I didn't think I had, but during COVID we got money back from, I don't know if you did, but from the government because we couldn't work.
Right, well they did send me something, but I didn't do anything.
You just took it.
No, I didn't have anything come back.
Because I was surprised that they'd done it actually, because mine was for my gîte because we hadn't had anybody staying. So they just sent me money for the same amount I earned the year before.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
and the same with Duncan. So it might have done that for you and you not realised what it was.
Yeah, I did get something.
You just said thank you very much. And
no, I didn't claim anything. I didn't get anything in. I didn't get any money. I don't know.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, right.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No. Whether I should have done something or not. But
actually, yeah, I think you did have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Duncan probably, again, I wouldn't have known, Duncan told me.
Well, I did say to him, and I've got something through about it, and he didn't, so I didn't pass it on to him. We didn't claim anything. No.
Could have had some money there.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's not a lot.
I was really surprised, because mine was over 1,000.
Really? All right, okay.
But, I mean, it does depend on how much you earn to how much you're going to get. So.
Yeah.
Right, on to transport and driving. Do you find it difficult living without public transport here? Because we're rural.
You need a car. I mean, our car broke down. The car that we bought off them who we bought the house off, it broke down. But luckily, my sister was living here. And we were actually taking things to her place then. Put it in the garage and it was a write-off. Something had gone.
Right.
Yeah. My husband went over to the UK, bought us a car from the UK and brought it back. Then realised all the imports and everything like that. So then very quickly sold it to my friend. And we bought a French car. Eamon went and bought a French car from somebody who was going back to the UK.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you're driving left hand.
Yes, it's easier to be left hand.
I know.
At first, I was a bit, oh God, but it is easier. Yeah.
Someone I interviewed said that she just thinks even being on the other side of the road is better than...
I think so.
Because they said, why did the UK drive on the other side? It doesn't make sense. I was even looking at Googling that actually, trying to find the history behind it. But it goes back to when they had horses and carriages. And why has it changed from that? It's bizarre. Right, so you've got a car, you don't rely on friends and family driving you around. No. So did you find it difficult when it came to temperatures dropping now, isn't it? To register your car once you got it?
Hello.
You didn't do that either. Okay. What about your driving licence? Have you now got a French one, or you've
No,
still got your English?
Still got your English. Yeah.
So, but obviously you know that once it's expired,
Right. It needs.
you need to do
Yes.
it. Sort of do it.
I think
then,
we've probably. How long are they? 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there was a time when
They
were saying you had to change
Yes.
it because of getting your points.
Yes.
What's it they do here? They remove points, don't they?
Yes.
They don't give you points.
Yeah, they remove
So
them.
they want you to have a French one
Yeah.
so they can do that.
Yeah. No, we've still got English.
Right.
I think.
Just have a look. So you've got a left-hand drive.
Yeah.
Did you get on quite quickly though with the change to a left-hand drive?
Eamon made me. I'm not driving. He says you are. Get in, and he made me get in and drive. And I thought, yeah, it's easy. We're lucky out. There's not much cars on the road.
No,
are there? Yeah.
you get a good practice in
Yes,
without
yes,
being
you
too
do.
stressed.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait, as I say, but we're not going to get a car till next
Yeah.
year. But
Well,
Duncan's been driving left-hand for ages. But
When I went back to the UK, we were driving my daughter's car in the UK. Oh my, she had to take me around an estate to get back to...
Really?
Yeah, because there's so much traffic, isn't there, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was all right once I got going in it, yeah.
I've found myself on the wrong side of the road here a couple
Yeah.
of times,
Yeah.
but a few years ago
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Just that changed.
It's a roundabout. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, at first it's scary,
Yeah.
but I can't wait now because it's things like the overtaking and everything.
Yes.
Just want to be to be on that side and be able to see
Yeah.
what's going on. Take your life in your hands otherwise.
Yeah.
Have you had to get any emission stickers yet? Because you went to UK recently. Did you have to get emission stickers for your car?
No, we used my daughter's. We flew.
No, but right, okay,
We flew,
yes.
we
Yes.
went from Fleur to Paris.
Mm.
We flew from Paris to Manchester. Did we? Yeah, Manchester. We stayed at Stacey's, babysitting the dog and cat, and then where did we go? Oh, then we went to Yorkshire because we used to always go to Yorkshire for the weekend. For our anniversary, we went to Yorkshire. Then we went down to London to our son. Spent some time in London. Then we went back to Paris and had some long weekend in Paris. It was lovely.
Yeah, sounded ideal.
Yeah.
Right, food and shopping. Do you actually enjoy French food? If you go to a French restaurant or whatever,
Yeah, I don't like the tripe stuff. That's disgusting.
No,
Yeah,
I suppose a lot of people don't like what would be called, I suppose, the
Yeah.
cheap cuts
Yeah.
and things like that, don't they? But
Yeah.
we're in the countryside,
Yes,
so
we are.
it exists, doesn't it?
yeah, I think it's quite nice.
So do you actually enjoy cooking?
Yeah, I'm all right at cooking. Eamon does most of the cooking. He's a good,
does he?
He's a good cook, yeah. He does a lot of cooking, yeah. He's a really good cook.
Oh, that's good. That's handy.
Yeah.
So when you have to buy ingredients, though, do you find it difficult to find them, or have you adapted to French ingredients?
We're adapting. We find it hard to get spices. We brought a lot back
Yeah.
from the UK. We brought a lot of Indian spices because we like Indian.
Oh, right,
Yeah, we
yeah,
brought a
yeah.
lot of them back, yeah. There's a new spice shop opening down front, hasn't
Yes,
there?
I've heard about that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
do they not? I think they give lessons as well,
They
don't
do
they? in the
lessons.
cooking.
Yes, they do, yeah. Making breads and stuff.
So Donfront, that's all a bit far for me, but
Yeah.
otherwise I wouldn't have minded giving
Yeah.
that a go. Do you find you so if Eamon does the cooking, you're not really having to resort to ready-made meals?
Oh, no.
Or, no.
No, not into ready-made meals
He's
at all.
more from scratch.
And I am, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
because I did diet and fitness, I was always into nutrition, always into healthy eating. We do eat very well. We eat very well here, yeah. The meat here I find is much nicer. But even with the meat, we use very little of it and bulk it out with vegetables.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, going by that, you're just used to the French food, but
Yeah.
since Brexit, do you find it difficult because we now can't bring food back,
Yeah.
especially meat and dairy?
Yeah.
Do you find that a problem, or you're okay with Elliott's or?
Yeah, we're okay with everything like that. The only thing that I asked to get me tinned prunes and
Oh,
tinned
really?
grapefruit. Yeah, you know.
I've seen prunes here,
Have
not
you?
grapefruit.
In the tins with tin prunes and grapefruit. She got me them and golden syrup and treacle because I make parking for bonfire night.
Sharon and I were shopping yesterday in Ypres in Mayenne, and they'd got syrup in there because they got Sharon calls it the foreign aisle. I don't think it's overseas they call it. And they've got syrup there.
But they're dear, aren't they? Anything in that aisle?
Well, yeah. But if you're desperate, that's yeah. I mean, with us, most people I talk to, it's tea bags.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tea bags. Of course. Yorkshire tea bags.
Exactly.
Yes. In fact, I've got quite a good stock of them.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
So you do use the English shop?
Yes.
I mean, because Elliot's is doing a shop as well as the butcher's.
Yeah, and I will do for Christmas.
Is he actually open now?
Yes, it's open. Yeah, but I will buy mince pies and Christmas cake and things like that.
Oh, will you?
I will go over and get some goodies, yeah.
I think my main ones was buying halloumi cheese and clotted cream.
Yes.
Because you can't get clotted cream, can you? Have you got a favourite French food or drink?
I like the red wine. Red wine.
In a particular one?
I can't remember what it's. I like the confit duck. I like that.
Oh yes.
Yes. Confit duck. That's
very fatty, but it's delicious.
Yes. And Paula and I on Tuesday after class, we went to the bar in down front on the corner, and they do the Chinese, the owners, and they do a noodles and spicy noodles. It's gorgeous. Oh,
I didn't know they did food in there. I've been there. I've had hot chocolate in there.
Yes, and then we had the cafe gourmand afterwards. It was really, really nice.
Oh, I have to remember. Have you got any sort of frustrations with French supermarkets? Is there anything that you find irritating or anything, or?
Not really.
No, the last person I asked that just said the smell of fish when she walks in the door.
And sometimes you can smell rubbish, as if.
Oh really?
Yeah, as if they. I think they have a dysentery or something. Sometimes you can smell like that.
Yeah.
And some of the big ones, I don't know whether they do anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know it till she said it.
No,
I think sometimes I just don't take any notice. So how would you compare the supermarkets here, though, to UK supermarkets?
I think they're very similar, but they're not as busy. I mean, busy here is nothing compared to the UK, is it?
No.
No.
I mean, you still can get a queue, but
it's nothing.
No, apart from maybe holidays and Christmas and that. How many times a week would you say you go to the boulangerie?
Probably twice.
Oh, right.
Probably twice. Usually when we're getting the milk from the farm, because it's en route.
Ah, right.
Yeah. And I prefer the bread. I get the whole grain bread. I get a boule cut, and it's lovely from our boulangerie. It's really nice.
So would you say that was your favourite buy when you go in, or have you got? So you wouldn't, let's say I want to go in and go pay for pastry.
No, because the bread in the supermarket's not as nice as there.
Ah.
Definitely not as nice.
We're done. Well, thank you very much, Val.
You're welcome.
It's always so. It's been great to get other people's perspectives and that. And when I'm editing, I look through, and everybody's got a different story, basically.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So, no, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
So that's us done for today.
Au revoir.